those. Good afternoon everyone. Today is Wednesday, it's a public holiday. Happy Raya Haji to my Muslim friends. So now I'm at Seletar area. This is Wheeler Estate. Some of you all may know the owner as well. It's TC Ong. He's also an avid cyclist. He recently also purchased a V5 RS, Colnago V5 RS. You can see him cycling at SA area during the evening. So let's come back to the bike. Behind me is the C72. Let's talk about Colnago C series. I think the first one is a C35. So C series has been the racing bike of Colnago for many years until the V series came out. So now it has already moved to the Y series. So anyway, this C series, I think now they changed a bit already. They are more geared towards endurance. It's like all the Colnago, what are the differences? Of course, Y is the more aero bike. V is more of an all-rounder climbing bike. This one should be, I think now they are gearing towards endurance and comfort. But this by no means, yesterday I test ride, by no means is a softer bike. It's equally stiff. In fact, it feels very much the same as my V5 RS. Anyway, talk about the C series again. So who will this bike appeal to? I think it will appeal to those people who prefer bike with history. So this bike is still made in Italy, and those people who feel that now all the bikes are built in Taiwan and China, why pay such a high price? Might as well, if I'm willing to pay for a high price, might as well it still be made in Italy. So this bike is still being handicrafted by the Italians. Anyway, this bike has been a lux system. They call it lux system for those who are not familiar with Colnago. The idea of having a lux system is that you can integrate different carbon at different parts. You can control the stiffness, you can control the comfort, if I'm not wrong. So I will not dwell into that. That's you all can read up from the website. But let's talk about the setup. This frame is 455. So I'm on a 420 frame. This is a bit bigger than me. I tried to lower as much as can be. My legs is not very long. Anyway, this is a SRAM rate group set. This is the first time I try SRAM rate group set. So this crank is 170. The cockpit a bit wide for me, so I have to tilt the hood a bit. Anyway, the wheels are Enve wheels. So now Colnago always have to pair with Enve wheels. And the tire is Pirelli P.Zero SLR. This is the latest tire. It's a damn good tire compared to my one that I'm using now. I should not say the brand. Let's talk about ride feel. So the ride feel of this bike, personally, I cannot tell much different from my V5 RS. I cannot say it's more comfortable or what. Could be the on tubeless, this is tube. So the pressure a bit harder. But I'm quite impressed with the bike handling as well. So this bike is considered as more endurance, more comfort. You equally can feel the solid and the same racy feeling of my V5 RS. So you guys don't worry, this is not for just cafe ride. You all can also go and hoot other people with this bike. Actually, in fact, I feel more is the entire setup, which I'm going to say much more. So this is the first time I use the SRAM rate. I'm quite impressed with the SRAM rate, To be honest, it has a much better feel than my Dura Ace. The braking, everybody know that it's like very sensitive. Not say sensitive, it's more easy to brake. And it's more natural. I don't know how to describe. The feeling is quite shock one. The braking feeling is quite shock. Then you also don't feel like suddenly bite like that. You can feel the gradualness of the braking. In fact, it definitely feels better than the Dura Ace, I can say that. Then one thing that I'm impressed is that it's very quiet when shifting everything. The SRAM rate is more quieter than my Dura Ace. In terms of speed of shifting, I think it's pretty similar, but the shifting is more quiet, more refined. So this is really a game changer for SRAM lah. For those people who haven't tried SRAM. In fact, I think SRAM, although it's expensive, but you don't have to do any much upgrade. It really give you the carbon crank. Then you don't have to spend on the oversized pulley as well. So you add up more or less like Dura Ace. Anyway, talk about the wheels. Enve wheels, I've been using the Pro. Now this one is the standard Enve 4.5. But now the pair with this Pirelli P.Zero, this tire is really, you can feel the softness of the tire. Despite it's a TPU setup, I don't feel much different between this and my tubeless. If you go tubeless, you can lower down the pressure even further, even more comfort. But you can feel the softness of the tire. I think it's a good pair of tire. And it also corners very well, very grippy. So anyway, this Colnago by no means is a slow coach. It equally can hood as well. For those people who prefer bike with a longer heritage, longer history, may want to consider the C series, as it's still being made by Italian and made in Italy. So for almost the same price as the V and the Y, why not go for a really made in Italian bike?